Hey everyone, it's Anthony Allen Ramos. All right, the new season of The Voice is introducing us to some amazing queer talent, including Eric who of course was snatched up by Camila Cabello, and then Kike, who is on Team Gwen. I am so excited to be chatting with the both of them right now. How are y'all doing?
I'm doing
I'm
great.
feeling mighty fine. I feel mighty fine like cheap wine.
I know, I love that. No shortage of personality here. Eric, actually, let's start with you because you had such a great episode, and I know it was. I saw that you posted on Instagram. You know, you were like so happy that you just got to be who you are, show your true self, and then of course get snatched up by Queen Camila Cabello.
Yeah. Yes. It's still like I'm still in the processing phase. I'm still like, did I really go on stage and sing in front of those amazing, talented singers? Like, I'm not really big on like, oh my God, they're so famous, but like their voices,
Yeah.
what they've accomplished. I'm like, wow, just the opportunity alone to get to audition in front of them was like insane. And then Camila was like my number one choice, and she turned around so damn quick. It was like, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, and just being able to be my authentic self, being able to vogue a little bit and like, represent the community on stage. It just feels amazing.
I'm so happy to hear that. Kike, for you landed on Team Gwen, who is one of my personal faves. So very exciting about that. Tell me about, getting to go out there and to have chairs turn, and now you're with Gwen.
Yeah, so I mean, from a little kid, this is like always been the dream. It's never been Idol. It's never been like America's Got. It's always been The Voice. Like,
Yeah.
The Voice has always been what I wanted to do, and I always imagine myself like singing on that stage and getting chairs. But then when you get on the stage, you don't realize that like that's the thing that actually happens to people. Like you see it on TV and you're like, oh, that's dope. Okay, dreams, whatever. And you're like, but you got to stay realistic. But this is the thing that actually happens, and now it's actually happening. And then to get to go with Gwen, like 100% real. Like, let's keep it honest. I'm young. I'm 19. Gwen's a little bit out of my like people I listen to or know about.
I won't tell her you said that. Don't worry.
No, please don't. I didn't know much about her, so I was going into it. I was like, okay, like John Legend, Camila Cabello, Cuban. I wanted Camila Cabello, and then John Legend because like R&B, soul, like he's the king. But then when Gwen and Blake turned around, I was like, oh, okay, country, and then Gwen. So but her personality and her charisma, and she seemed so open and accepting and just genuine that I knew that like she was a coach for me.
Well, let me tell you about Gwen. She is a queer icon, loves the community, so I think you are in good hands, as does, of course, Camila Cabello. Eric, coming back to you, I think when I watch this show, there is just so much heart, always emotions, but I think about the tremendous reach that The Voice has. And so when they see someone like you or Kike just living their authentic self, being out there, I think there's such an opportunity for conversations. What do you hope that people that see you on The Voice, take away from seeing you and doing so well and, representing Camila?
I love that question. I would want any other queer individual, boy, girl, they, them. I would want any other queer individual to know that if you want an opportunity, or if you want to be on a platform as big as The Voice or NBC, that you don't have to suppress any part of your personality, any part of you. You don't have to hide, or maybe I should not broadcast this part of myself because that's gonna like prohibit me or limit me from getting the full exposure. No, just go into it, be original, be authentic, don't hide anything. I think that's when it's like it can come off like selling out or just things like that. So I would just say, just go for it and don't hide anything about yourself or suppress anything.
I love to hear that. It's very important. Be yourself. Kike, how would you say that music and your artistry kind of go hand in hand with you, figuring out who you are as part of the queer community?
Yeah, I mean, so like for me, like finding out and kind of figuring out that I was queer and figuring out how I define myself was like such a boring process. Like it wasn't like this big like coming to oh my God, I love men. It was just like, oh my God, okay, wait, okay, this is it. And like, I didn't make a big deal. Like, to me, if I was a straight man, like I felt the same before versus like when I was like, okay, wait, I think I might be, a little fruit basket. So I was like, I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal. So I just didn't make it a big deal. And I think it's similar for me with my music. Like, as I was coming to figure out my music, like, it wasn't ever this like big coming to like, wow, like this is my genre. This is the type of music I want to make. It's been a slow process, and it's been like taking things from all over my life, like experiences I have, and I kind of just pull things from everywhere, and I implement them in the things that I do in the daily, and it's just been awesome.
Thank you for sharing that, by the way. Eric, what's it like for you when you see someone like Lil Nas X just go out there and be themselves? Because I do think we're finally, in this moment where especially artists can just be a little more who they are. Like you were talking about that, not censoring yourself, not editing yourself, not trying to pretend that you're something else. Whether it's, Kim Petras, Lil Nas X, or, Sam Smith, any of the greats. Like, what's it like for you to see that?
Motivation to see, like you said, the names Lil Nas X, especially, I feel like if it's a line of like how much of yourself you can be, he always is he's gonna pick up the line, put it on his back, and then like walk into whatever it is he's gonna walk into. Like it's no boundary, because there shouldn't be boundaries on yourself. So when I see people like you said, Sam Smith, Lil Nas X, Billy Porter, when I see these individuals just fully embracing and broadcasting who they are without any limitations on it, it's motivation for me to do the same thing.
We work with Billy Porter a lot. What would you like to tell Billy Porter?
Oh my gosh. Oh, pressure. Hold on 1 second. Give me a minute. Oh my God. Well, first things first, thank you for being brave. That's the first word I would use to define Billy Porter, brave. It's no fear in him. I believe he identifies as him, right? Him.
Yes.
It's no, he's not fearful. He's not fearful of the controversy, the negative that's going to follow just of him being himself. It's just like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, which is me. And if you can't take it, bye. And I love that, because you have to have that that exterior about yourself that like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do regardless. If you don't like it, fuck you. That's just it. So I would just say thank you.
Great.
Like a light. And that's a pioneer for the community. Hello. So yeah, thanks.
I love that. Kike, for you, I'm still dying that you didn't really know Gwen Stefani that well. It's amazing. No, but it's so true. I mean, she's been around for so long. Who were some of the artists that made an impact on you? I mean, it could be from the community or not, but who kind of inspired your music and your artistry?
Yeah, I mean, like you were talking about Sam Smith earlier. Sam Smith for me was like, whoa, like. Because growing up, I listened to a lot of like older music. My dad is the one who introduced me to music, and he would show me like a lot of like much older music. So then when I started like branching out and listening to music on my own, I found Sam Smith, and I was just like, whoa, this is like the music, like this is my vibe, this is what I like. And I've grown and changed from there as far as my like what I do musically goes. But he was like one of the first like big musical people that I thought, wow. And then seeing him, like, there's a song, I don't remember what it's called, but it's a song about like being in love with a man but not being able to like be open about it and being scared or something, or not being like reciprocated. And it was just like one of those songs that I was like would listen to when I was in my feels, like, oh my God, I like that, like figuring that out. But it was just like very, very cool to see other artists and being open and being themselves, and it kind of made it so that I didn't think it had to be a big deal, because I saw like it was normal in media. It was normal. I saw these huge artists just doing what they wanted to do and being themselves. So for me, it wasn't like, oh, I guess I have to tell everybody now. It was just like, okay, I'm just gonna exist just like everybody else is existing. It was dope.
No, I love that. And that's what it's all about. That's why GLAAD, we're working every day with media to make sure there are these representations and these artists can feel inspired to be themselves. And, it's like, the more you see it, it's so impactful. So I can imagine that there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna see the two of you on The Voice, feel inspired. Well, listen, I can't wait to see what happens next, everyone. So just a reminder that you can catch The Voice Mondays and Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock on NBC. We'll have to see what happens for Kike on Team Gwen and Eric on Team Camila. Can't wait to see what's next. Fingers crossed. Hope to see you in the finish line.
Thank you so much. This was awesome.